Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the New York Jets. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. First carry for a former 49er and also a former Buckeye. It's Carlos Hyde. No gain on the play there. Second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. All day. All day.
Mayfield now on second down. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
Green, 39!
This is the running back Powell, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On second down, Darnold. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opened things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Powell. Now he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you can see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
Leopard! Leopard!
Toss play, Powell. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. pass carry for the former Cleveland Brown, Isaiah Crowell. It's a gain of 3, and it gets him the first. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Keep it with Crowell on first. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
To the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Try the air now with Darnold. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go. Gun, 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 gun. Watch him now, Barney, Barney.
They'll try and punch it in with Crowell. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Isaiah Crowell, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
First carry for the rookie Nick Chubb, and not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The Jets and Browns, two cellar dwellers from a year ago, and they did meet in that season, week 5 in Cleveland. Myles Garrett, it was his NFL debut. He got 2 sacks, but it was former Brown Josh McCown throwing 2 second-half touchdown passes to lead the Jets to the victory.
And every time I hear about the Jets and Browns playing, you know what I think about? The first ever Monday Night Football game. The Jets at the Browns. Cleveland won. I believe it was 1970.
It was indeed. I just happen to have the note here. I don't know this off the top of my head, but September 21st, 1970. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert On 3rd and 9.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue.
Working out of the gun. Mayfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Trying to get it to Landry there.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
After the interception, here's Darnold. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs.
No. Check. Patriot.
They run the call. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. Now to try the Jets field goal, Cairo Santos. And this one, a 41-yard attempt. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no wind. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They were forced to go for it.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now the Purdue man, this is Akeem Hunt. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Hunt.
Now it's Hunt. And an alley to run. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. From the gun, Mayfield. On the catch is Duke Johnson. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down. On fourth down, here's Justin Vogel on to punt it away. Back deep to return it is Lucky Whitehead. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24. Called that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And the Jets set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever known.
Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 42-yard line. Now Darnold. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
They only got a yard out of that last completion. And that makes this 2nd and 9. On the counter, it's Brown. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
So a 3rd and 9 and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
back near his goal line. Here's Mayfield. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
And off comes to Hyde. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Here we go now. 319. 319.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved.
Black 99 Philly. Here we go. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taking it about the 36. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So out now come the Jets. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Over. Blue 90.
Here's Powell. And he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
No. Check. Patriot. Let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's good for a Jet 1st down, a gain of 13.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, Hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And that is incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. Third down here.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. The Jets on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now it's Darnold. That's caught outside by Anderson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for
Here we
here.
go. Green 39. Green 39.
First down, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
2nd down, Mayfield. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Browns on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go. 319. 319.
Throwing, Mayfield. And for the 3rd time here, this man was intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Jenkins. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. That one complete to Anderson. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
Sometimes it seems like a tough world out there. Many thought Sam Darnold would go number 1 overall to the Browns, and he fell to number 3 to the New York Jets. I think he fell to a great situation. He gets to go to New York, with a rebuilding team take over the job right then and there. And while many were expecting Broadway Baker Mayfield, instead they got sudden Sam Darnold, and I think the Jets fans are going to be very happy to have him.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Crowell. He's to the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Isaiah Crowell with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Santos with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
All right, here we go. Green, 30.
Here's Hyde as they begin on the ground. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Two minutes to go here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
And now Mayfield on the bootleg. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now Mayfield. Going deep here for Landry. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jamal Adams, their #1 pick a year ago, there on the coverage.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. The Browns on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. On the run, this is Hunt. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. A first down throw, Darnold. It's caught by Clive Walford. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Darnold on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half. And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting. Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Interception, Mayfield buying time to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Lorenzo Molden able to get in there and drop him behind the line. They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they? Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they? They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. The Browns on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Mayfield down. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Henry Anderson in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And the Jets set to receive this third-quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
All right, here we go. Green, the Johnson now to Green, 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over.
They start the drive with a give to Powell. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here we go.
To throw on second down is Darnold. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he hits Jermaine Kearse as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. First target, first catch, and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Detroit!
Now a play fake here on first down. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came off of a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap, came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey. Got three down. Check three. Watch him now, Barney. No. Check, Patriot.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
But sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing again is Darnold. Here's Wolford over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90! Back 99 Philly, here we go!
Out of his end zone, Mayfield. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. He's at the 50. And they finally are able to take him down at the opposite 47. A big play that time for Cleveland. 51 yards. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll give to Hyde. And an alley to run. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block would be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Mayfield. Anything? But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Steve McClendon coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Hurry up, here we go! 319! 319!
To throw, Mayfield. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
319!
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Set! 319! 319!
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. Baker Mayfield, obviously the #1 pick overall. That was controversial, though. What ultimately made the Browns go in his way?
Well, post-draft, I did hear a Browns executive talk about the efficacy of Baker Mayfield. In other words, how people rally to him, how people respond to him. He talked about seeing him at a workout, how he showed up, yelled out to the other guys. They yelled back with the same response, ran right to him, and they were ready to start the workout. He said things like that and his talent tipped the balance in his favor to go #1.
This quarterback now just 6 of 15 through the air. Not good, but 1st and 10 here. Mayfield to throw it. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. A gain of 6 there on 1st. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Mayfield off the play fake. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Green 39. Green 39.
Johnson on the counter. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So a good drive there to begin quarter #3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And they'll run it here. And he's got some space here. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here's a give to Crowell. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, that was not a highlight play for the offense. But how about the previous play? A big run? They're used to trading that, especially if you're a Hall of Fame runner. Big run, maybe not so much on the next one, but the big ones add up over time.
Here's Darnold now on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Jets on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Darnold. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And this will be taken at the 13. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Green 39! Green 39!
They'll try to fire up the running game with Hyde. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Hey, you got 3, you got set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Mayfield now on second down. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Jordan Jenkins in there to get him for a loss of 5.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. The Browns on third down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! Blue 90! Check!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39! Now, check! Patriot! Patriot! All right, now, lucky 56! Lucky 56!
They begin with a carry for Powell. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. On second down, here's Crowell. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. Again, it's Crowell. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
It's always been funny to me, Brandon, when coaches always talk about on hot days like the one we have here. Well, it's hot for both teams. But when one team has the advantage, when one team is running the ball really well and closing things out, it's hotter for the defensive side, and they sag a lot quicker.
Yeah, they say the dog days of August, the heat we're seeing here today, dog days of September, and the advantage right now on the offensive side.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. All right, here we go. Blue 90.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
All right, here we go.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look. The Jets on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Darnold from the gun. Staying on his feet, and he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight. The #1 pick a season ago, proving his worth.
7 sacks in 11 games as a rookie. Didn't play the full year due to some injuries, but he's going to be the face of the franchise on the defensive side of the ball. Myles Garrett, he fills up your screen when he's rushing the passer.
This is taken at the 18. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A first down throw for Mayfield. He's going to launch this thing, and that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And that one results in 35 yards. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Throwing, Mayfield. And he couldn't hang on. what would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Mayfield looks to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jordan Jenkins in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. The Browns on 3rd down. Can you believe it? 0 for 9 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And the ball is knocked out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing is ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They start this with a run for Powell. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Second down, Darnold. And that's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Now it's Darnold. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet first down. A much better effort we're seeing from him under center this week versus last week when he threw 4 picks.
He has thrown the 1 in this game, but you're right. When you cut it down from 4 the previous week, and we always talk about adjustments, well, he made some in practice. And he continues to work on it during the game. I'm sure he's getting plenty of reminders about how to stay in the moment, stay focused on the task.
And he's got him in the driver's seat here in the 4th quarter. A first down carry now for Crowell. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Leopard! Watch him now, Barney!
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. The Jets on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 4.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run again. Again, it's Powell. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. On 2nd down, Johnson. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, an almost unimaginable 0 for 10 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
3-19.
Here's Mayfield. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Steve McClendon in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. The Browns send out their punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. And they will take a knee here. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Jets, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Browns, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.